All right, there we go. I think we got it set. Everyone can hear me. Nate, you can hear me, right?
Mm-hmm.
All
Yep.
right,
It was a nice countdown too. It was a lot better than that one. You know what? All of a sudden, we were alive.
Yeah, he's getting the hang of it.
It's every time you switch things, who knows what's going to happen. I noticed that our little title at the bottom was wrong, so I was, oh no, Nate's going to be going to change that quick before Nate catches it. You didn't catch it, did you?
No, I didn't. I left to go get something to drink.
Okay, woo! I don't want to get yelled at by Nate by having it all messed up.
Well, yeah,
So
I
anyway.
had it last week as well. First time I used this, and a little bit of glitches but there you go. It's all right.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good show. We got 2 hours to talk about a lot of cool stuff. Our subject today, if you're interested, now we're not going to talk about right now, but we will later, is games that need a second edition. In your opinion, doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the game. What I'm saying is if a game is not a 10 out of 10, let's make it a 10 out of 10 by giving it a new edition, whether that means new maps, new rules, new counters, whatever it needs to make it better. Let's make it 10 out of 10. And also, more importantly, which designer would you like to use to make that second edition?
I've had to take my little pin off because it's wibbling around when I wear a shirt. But look, I've got a new pin. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, if I can get the blooming thing in focus. There we go. Look at that.
It's a nice looking pin.
God bless yous. My sisters and brothers from other mothers.
Are you sure that's a 50-star flag? It might not be a.
No, this is when we own part of it, I think. So yes, of course it is.
Well, I'll just go through what I did all week, and then we'll talk about what you guys. Mine was very simple. I didn't do much, but play Warframe again. Been playing a lot of it. I did order some new stuff. So I just, it's been a while. So I got some of the Marvel Champions heroes that I haven't had, and I also got this one, which I thought was really cool, and I missed out when it came out.
David Thompson, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the Resist system. It plays solo. It's super cool. If you haven't played Resist, I would highly recommend you get it. But this is like the second edition of it with a new theme, basically, and it's called Witchcraft. And so I got that as well. So and then little heat, heavy rain. Just more heat, which is a pretty cool racing game. So I did get some new stuff in, so that was kind of exciting because I haven't ordered anything in like 2 or 3 months. So the wife was telling me that the UPS man was very upset that he hasn't been to our house in like 2 months. So
he said
so that's what I did. I didn't do a lot. So Rolf, what do you got? What did you do? Anything important?
Who, me?
Yeah, you're rough, aren't you?
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear who you said. Sorry,
as far as I know, he's rough.
I'm sorry. I'm suffering with hay fever. My eyes are watering. I'm coughing a bit, so apologies. Didn't do much. No Tony this week. I think he's still busy. I've just finished the second part of In the Shadows. That should be up next week, along with some open the boxes. So that'll be cool. I did get a book in. I'll do it now. I mentioned it last week, and it turned up, and it looks really interesting.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
It's from the sort of English point of view, us having to tackle the French and the Spanish as well. It looks a really cool book. Nice thickness to it.
That's actually the book that is kind of the design philosophy material for the game. War for America.
Oh, I wonder where I'd seen that before.
Yep.
Here, what's his face's game? Gilbert's game. Yeah.
Gilbert
So,
Collins.
yeah. But of course, he's nearer to us than you. In sort of Englishy British
Canadian.
Way. Yes.
We won't hold that against
they're
him.
just British with a funny accent. Let's be honest. So yes, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, it's supposed to be a classic, and it was recommended by somebody on Facebook. And it looks at, rather than looking at, like it says here, Lexicon, Bunker Hill, Valley Forge, Saratoga, all the sort of main battles. It looks at from the British point of view, because we're also pitting our forces against France and Spain. So looking forward to reading that.
There is actually there's a really cool American Revolution series on YouTube that's going on right now from Epic History TV.
Oh, I'll have to look at that. And there's also a film coming out, I understand, in November.
Really?
Really?
I think so. Don't think it's a Civil War. I think it's Revolution one.
Oh.
I could be wrong. I thought I saw a sort of flyer for it coming in November.
Well, find the name and tell us.
I don't know. The chat, the brain, the hive will tell us if I'm correct.
If there is an American Revolution video coming out, I'm sure Nordic will know.
Yeah.
That's his era.
Playing board games again. That's true. So Nate, what about you, buddy? Did you get anything done this week?
Well, so I first want to thank everyone for last week when I was asking for people's help and opinions on, I was looking for a big kind of monster game or, a big game to kind of set out and play for a long time. And I appreciate everyone's stepping in and helping me on figuring out and giving me ideas as I was trying to figure out what I wanted to play. So I ended up actually playing Normandy 44. I ended up putting that away because I like the mounted map a lot. It's good quality in terms of its production, but there is a lot of special rules in the rule book that aren't necessarily printed on any of the player aids. And so I was spending so much time flipping through the rule book trying to find everything that I wasn't actually having fun. So I decided for the time being, I'm going to put that away. And instead, I thought I'm going to pick a game that I already know, or at least know relatively well, and play one of the big scenarios or big campaign in it to last me for a while. So actually, I'll share what I ultimately picked. Let's see. There we go. So I picked this.
Oh.
The campaigns in Europe. I've already played it before, already enjoy it. It's a great game. This one is the entire this is the entire Western Front campaign starting from 1943, June 1943, and it goes all the way to April 1945. So what happens is that you start in Sicily, invading Sicily, go into Italy, and then once you reach June of 44, then D-Day happens, and you set up everything on the Northwest European map, and then play out, the rest of the war together. So this is it's only, the rule book's only 16 pages. I've already played this before. It's super easy to play. But it's an excellent game series. And I hope that Decision, who did the campaigns in Europe, will continue to expand this and add more to it, especially if they did like
maybe
North
make
Africa.
a second edition.
But that's what I decided to pick up. Haven't picked up any games lately. I'm still waiting for the GMT P500 that will be coming out for Barbarossa Army Group North. That should be charging, according to their newsletter, here on the 30th. But I did want to show something that I saw.
Can I just mention, they put in the chat that it is Ken Burns's revolutionary thing on PBS, whatever that is.
Oh, it's Ken Burns in November. That's what it is.
Right.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So it is revolutionary, but it's revolutionary, but it's see if I can
Okay.
get hold of a copy of it to watch.
Stuka, in the campaigns Europe, they do have all of the historical unit identifications on them. I really enjoy that in there. So you can have like the 7th Army commanded by Patton invading into Sicily, or 8th Army under Montgomery. You can kind of role play it out. But I did want to show yesterday. Wait a minute. Let's see if I can get it here.
Fair enough, Nordic.
My apologies. Let me pull this up so I can share it on the newsletter that came out earlier than expected.
Yes, it caught me unawares.
That there is some interesting games that are upcoming. There we go. Now I can share it. Right here.
Right now.
So notice in here, it says this is a tease of what's coming up eventually on the P500. One is something new for next war. So next war people. Okay.
I know they're doing India, Pakistan, but I don't think it's that.
No, because it says something new.
New, yes.
A new fighting formations. So that will be interesting to see. Okay. Haven't got into it yet, but who knows? But here's the last two. Notice a new game in a popular Ancients themed series.
What could that be? Could that be Great Battles, or could it be?
So that was my thought was either, and maybe if people have information that I don't know, I would love to know.
Well, Mike's in the chat. Oh, Battle Jelly, he's got his ear to the ground. Yes,
it could be. It could. I'm thinking either could be Commands and Colors.
That's what I was thinking as well. Or
it could be new GBOH,
Mm-hmm.
or it could be a new, because they're doing the third volume of the Ancient World series with Thunderbolt. That maybe they're going to go to a fourth one, because my understanding was back in the day that Berg had intended to do Greece. There was a volume called The Glory That Was Greece, and that got sort of scrapped. And so I'd be curious to know what it is. But then there's another one.
But it does say popular. You see, that Thunderbolt hasn't come out yet.
That's true.
I'm thinking it's going to be maybe Commands and Colors.
That. That's true.
No, you could be right. I could be right. Sorry, Christoph. No, I haven't got combat over here. Waiting with bated breath. Sorry. I don't know whether I can't typey tippy tappy into the thing. I can't see.
Then a new game set in ancient Rome.
Oh, a new game. So that has me very, very curious, wanting to know what is the new game set in ancient Rome and who's doing it. I have no idea. I have no information. I would love to know. Please.
But that's all I got.
I would say 3 to 6 months we'll know.
Right.
Yeah. So unfortunately, it's all good stuff. Good stuff for sure. All right. So I got a bit of news as well, and this is for everyone. Is next year in April, I will be turning 60 years old. So the wife is like, "Oh, we should do something special. We should do something special." So we have to
come to England.
You're going back to Iceland.
We've talked about it, and we have decided what we're going to do. I will be spending my 60th birthday in Berlin, Germany. We're going to go to Berlin for a couple of days, and then we're going to take a cruise down the river. So if you're in Germany next year in April and you want to hang out and hook up, I'll be there for a couple of days.
Until you advance into Poland. Is that what you're saying?
Until we get on the ship. So, yeah.
Actually, okay, that reminds me of, I think it was, I forgot who sent it to me. There was at one point a Volkswagen ad that was out. It was one of their vehicles.
Oh,
and
I
it
remember
said,
that. And they were talking
from Berlin to Warsaw in
Yeah.
one tank.
That wouldn't be allowed now.
Oh, Mike could tell us, but he'd have to.
Oh no! Mike.
You know, Mike knows.
He
He knows. He just won't babble it.
I'm willing to take those odds. I'll take those odds. You could tell
Come
me,
on,
but
you
you
know
got to
it's-
find me
you know
first.
we always get the world exclusives, Mike. Come on.
Yes, if
Ooh,
it's not a
yes.
world exclusive, then it doesn't happen here on our show. That is for sure. Hi,
Oh,
Caesar.
nice.
All right.
Dr. Chickamauga's.
I Caesar.
Hmm.
Or Caesar leader. No, that's the wrong
60.
company, isn't it?
Yes, the cruise. Yep.
Which, by the way, we want to say congratulations to Thomas that he got Black Flight released.
About
It is
time. I mean,
now
good
available.
Lord. It's been what, a year or so since this last release?
Leave him
What has he been doing?
alone. Leave him alone. He brings out enough as it is. Leave him alone.
I forgot when the last time he was on. Maybe February or March.
Been a
On our
little while,
show,
yeah.
on our show, it's been a little while. It's
Not
been
too
a,
long.
By the way, lock and load, everyone. Lock and load.
it's been a
Lock and
hot
load.
minute. Yeah. So like, look, I'm empty already. This is
Go and
bad
get
news.
another juice or something. Goodness
I will
sake.
definitely run
Keep
out and do
hydrated.
something. I'll do like Nate. I'll wait until it's our subjects, and I'll just go and
Scurry
just-
off.
just come back in like 10
He's got
minutes.
nothing to say. See, nothing to say. But
Jeez.
yeah. So when is that 60th happening?
April
April. Right.
15th. We're leaving. We're flying directly from Tampa to Germany,
Well, I'll
Berlin.
tell you what.
The day
and
after tax
try and
break?
link up with Patrick from VUCA. You know, he'll show you what's going on. Yeah, he's always saying if you're in Germany, let me know.
I would love to see.
So your birthday is on the anniversary of the sinking of the Titanic.
Well, that says it all, doesn't it?
No, my birthday is the day after that. I'm the
Yeah,
17th.
it says it's sunk.
Oh, the
Yeah.
17th. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
sunk.
I'm the 17th. Yeah. But we're gonna be in Germany on the 5th. We're flying out of here, going there. We're spending 2 days in Germany, and then we leave Germany to go to Frankfurt to take the ship. So,
I've been to
There's a big
Frankfurt.
gaming convention in Frankfurt,
yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and it's a more board gamey than war gamey. So I don't know when that is.
That's in October.
Oh, crikey, no. I'd only go for Oktoberfest. Cheers.
Yeah. Okay. So he's got. I like Historic Wings' idea. Yes. So we should do a war game convention in Normandy, playing the GMT Battle for Normandy
In
Deluxe
Patton's great granddaughter's
Yes.
place, I think. Yes.
Yes.
Is it great granddaughter or great granddaughter?
It's a relative. Oh, catch you
so
later,
you're
Jonathan.
out to see Fantastic
Have a good
Four.
time.
What?
Who's off?
Jonathan.
Jonathan is leaving us. So, John, thanks for
Yeah.
coming by.
Thanks for, as Audible says, thanks for stopping by.
You know, what should they do, Ruff? What should they do before they leave?
Oh, before you go, Jonathan, you must smash that like button. Smash the like button. Doesn't matter which one, that one or that one, because it will both tickle the algorithm. No, push the old like button. That'd be wonderful. Poor old sod. He's getting on now. 60 next year. Look, dear, oh dear.
Nerd's still trying to work on the fact that he's only 59.
Yeah, all right, you youngsters.
Herman is answering William Bird's question about
Right. Oh, crikey.
Miracle Dunkirk. So let's find out what's going on with that.
That's the Legion.
Leonard
War Games.
could be shipping in August. Wow,
Love
August is here. August is here, boys.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I can't remember what the date is because the wife and the son have gone and left me on my own. And as I said, I've just cleared away all the drinks and the girls have gone, so I can carry on with this. But yeah, we're away at the end of August. We're having 10 days in sunny Spain, up in the mountains, and unfortunately, it's with everyone, my brother-in-law, the outlaws.
Okay.
You know, so I'll let you know the date. So I should hopefully being up in the mountains.
That's gonna be when we got to get those dates because I'm supposed to have a grandson or granddaughter born at the end of August.
Well, she'll have to hold her breath. There's no, you can't do that.
So Ruff, are you trying to tell us that if we hear news about somebody, falling off a mountain or something like that, that it might be you?
Oh no, it'll be somebody I didn't like. Somebody looked at me the wrong way. Local found mangled at the bottom of mountain.
Terrible.
That's a terrible thing to say. Get out. Right. No, I'll let you know. So yeah, it's end of August into sort of September the 7th.
It's okay. I'll have news for you both after the show about when I can't be here.
Oh crikey! What, forever?
But
No, not forever. No.
For a while there, Nate. So that's pretty good.
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I'll still try and come on if I can, if the old internet is good. So
out in the mountains? No. We know what happened last time we tried to have you on.
Yeah, that was because they were flicking between.
Oh my God!
I know they were flicking between.
You and technology from 1990. It just doesn't work.
It was just like static the whole time.
Let me talk. It was because the broadband was flicking between G4 and the local broadband, and it wasn't working either. I asked Tweeds. He didn't do any live streaming either. But we'll see. I mean, last time I was in Spain, it was fine.
It could have been Tweeds actually sabotaging you.
Could have been. Wouldn't put it past him.
Mm-hmm.
You've been blued.
That's right. Absolutely. So what do you guys think of this subject?
I like it.
Need a second edition. I think a lot of people were very positive about this one and talking about games that, again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the game. If it's not a 10 out of 10,
let's you love the game, but if they've only done this, is it the rule book? Is it the map? Is whatever? We're talking about other games, and I might mention it if nobody else does.
It also depends on how picky you are, because we talked in the green room, right? Like I would have a million games that I would make a second edition. Ruff, he's got like one game that he would make a second edition of.
Only cause, I'm easy. I love it.
I mean, I picked 5 right off the top of my head.
Well, I've got more than 5 there. So there we go.
Well, now that yes,
that's because we told him which ones to pick.
We mentioned a few things in the green room.
I'm just messing.
To inspire him.
That's right.
To inspire him. So
that's right.
Rough casting. Yeah.
We showed him the interesting part of this.
Hi, Robert.
Is not only talking about games, but talking about which designer you would like to see. If you had the Holy Grail, like hey, if this game was gonna, if Atlantic Chase was gonna get a second edition, Ruff and Nate, this is your game. So let's ask you, just hypothetically, if this game was going to get a second edition, is there any designer out there that you would like go, oh yeah, let's see if I would love to see what he could do with it?
Well, I mean, here's the thing is because I am so impressed with Jerry White and his ability to write such good rules and have a rule book that is profusely illustrated, and so it's easy to understand everything and learn everything. I would have all of my choices be Jerry White be the designer.
You know what? I would have to say if I got Atlantic Chase, you're not going to like this, mate. If I got Atlantic Chase of a second edition, I would get Jeremy White. His brother. No, Jerry White. It can't be anybody else, can it, Nate? And no. Extra Squeaky, yes, that would be a different subject. Which out of print games to redo? That's a different subject. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
What is it?
Squeaky.
Extra Squeaky. Okay, I would find his.
I mean, just think about the number of games from MMP, the GCACW games that are out of print, and they go for crazy money. Roads to Gettysburg 2, Stonewall Jackson's Way 2, Atlanta is Ours, or Battle Above the Clouds, like all out of print. They go for crazy money and don't understand why.
You got the right chap. Can't find him. No, he's just saying out of print. That's another great subject we can do, down the road.
Actually, Robert, I'm glad you mentioned it. Robert mentioned in here, I did see earlier this week that Eric Lee Smith is designing a second edition of the Victory Games Civil War for Revolution Games.
Oh,
There you go. There you go. That's cool.
of the old, is it? I can never remember if it's Avalon or Victory.
The Victory Games one.
Victory one. I can never remember which one it is.
Yep,
I
83.
remember the picture, but I can never remember it.
Yep. So I didn't care for the Victory Games one, but I would be interested to see what a second edition does.
You know, this is
Unless it's a pure reprint like Decision tend to do, or a completely overhaul with the designer or another.
This is a great one here. Flat top. I thought of that like not originally, but I thought, oh, you know, like some of these games that was like haven't been around for a long time. I'd like to see a new edition, see what somebody could do. Flat top was like one of the games I thought of.
Yeah, again, it's out of print, so let's talk about games that are more recent than that, or because that would be a great subject for another time, don't you think, guys?
Well, I mean, I got a couple of choices for older games that.
All right, well, then maybe not. Then okay,
reprinted.
Well, I mean, that's something I think is great for another time too. But I think that also kind of meshes with what we're talking about.
And to be fair, I've got an out of print game as well here, so you know, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, there's just I don't know. I think I've seen Compass do it, and I've definitely seen MFP do it, where they're popular games, they sell out, and then they don't ever reprint them. And I don't understand why when
they've got all the files, you know, all the print files ready. They just need to send it off to their
right. Well, and even Nordic mentioned that, yeah, stuff from GMT, War Galley, Chariots of Fire, yeah, that
that's being reprinted, or it's on the P500, I think, Chariots.
Oh, okay. But some things I just don't understand, like and maybe I'm not in the publishing business, so I don't know, but it just seems like there's kind of just money sitting there. You know, people say
it's the same thing with ASL, my friend. It's the same thing. Like when they reprint ASL, they only print like X amount of games. Mm-hmm. And then once those games are gone, it's like 4 years out of print before they print it again.
I can understand.
Why don't they just go and say, hey, instead of printing 500, let's print 1,000 of them?
Yeah.
I think it's fair of being left with 500. I know they probably wouldn't be, but I think that's the sort of business fear.
Right. Sure.
That's what it is, I think. But yes, they could continually if they could just do ASL stuff and make a living, couldn't they?
And partly I understand. Like I was describing this to someone about, we were talking about FOMO, the fear of missing out with games. Partly, I do think FOMO is bad, but I understand it better in war games because if you don't get an MFP game when it comes out, boom, it's gone and it'll be out for 5, 6, 7, maybe never.
Yep. Look at the one I wanted. I don't think that's in stock anymore. The Crete one, it's it was Crete, wasn't it?
That goes for all board games. Euro games, Ameritrash, they're all the same. If it's a good game, once it goes out of print, like Arkham War, like one of my all-time favorites. I mean, all the expansions. I mean, you can buy the base Arkham War game for like $20.
You mean the second edition one?
Yeah, the second edition.
Yeah, they come. And it's the same with my Eldritch Horror. There's one expansion I can't get.
Yeah.
They're not going to reprint it.
Oh, Herman's got some interesting ideas for what his votes would be on. Avalon Hill's Blitzkrieg.
Oh.
And SBI Frederick the Great. Interesting choices.
Yes.
There you go.
I might be having one of those on my list.
Well, there you go. Wow. I would say all of Historic Wings games needs a second edition. So this has got nothing better to do.
By somebody else, yes.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It's true that people are making the point about it is better to have no stock than.
I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
especially depending on how big your warehouse is.
Yeah, in 2025, that's the way you do things. Maybe in 2010, 2000, it was different than it isn't.
Yeah.
In 2025, it's all about.
Can I pay my? Can I pay my?
I don't do the business
Especially
side of it.
Stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, but I think they get taxed for everything in their warehouse. At the end of the month or whatever. I don't know.
That's terrible. I think over here when I had a shop as well, you had to make a list of all the stuff you had in stock because I think we're going to tax you on that. What? I've already paid the tax on it. Yeah, but yeah.
I started a revolution, boys. I started a revolution.
We shall see.
Yeah, we shall
started a revolution, boys.
Stop it, Koyi. You're on my side. You're a Brit. Stop it. We need ties.
That's right. Absolutely.
Dear. But I mean, I never really been tempted to buy or get into the OCS series from MMP.
I think I pissed a couple of people off. I called it the old man's game. You know,
old
man. You're not old.
I've got a question.
But if it was in print, I might think about it more.
So I got a question that leads into what we're talking about here.
Okay.
There are a lot of games out there that have first edition and second edition. Do you ever find yourself when you're buying games saying, "Oh, I'm not going to buy the first edition because whatever. I'm only going to buy the second edition"?
Every time, but I end up buying the first edition normally because it's how long are you going to wait for that second edition? But I get what you're saying.
Repeat the question again.
The question is, do you find yourself buying the first edition or the second edition of a game? And the reason I ask this is because, as we all know, the first edition games are usually a lot cheaper. Like I got Blackbeard for like $8.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right.
And like the second edition was like $78. I'm like $8, $78.
That's because they've improved it tenfold. You see, that's the problem.
I guess. So I always find myself like torn to buy the second edition because I'm like,
it's out.
I could just buy the first edition. And how much did they really update it?
Part of the answer is it would depend. So I'll give you an example. The old first edition of War and Peace had like these 4 separate maps that you would lay out. And but now on the current one is the 6th edition, 7th edition comes out. Now it includes all the French Revolution stuff. It includes Egypt. It includes a global naval stuff that none of that was in the first edition.
So the War and Peace is only on its 2nd edition.
It's on its 7th edition.
Or is it 7th publishing?
No, 7th.
They've actually done something different every time, not reprint. Right.
Correct.
Okay, blimey, it's a popular game.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes. So I always find it
Sark, I think
I always struggle like when I go to if I'm buying things like, man, it's gonna be expensive to buy the new edition, and is it worth it? Is it worth it? And I mean, if you look at Conflict of Heroes, right? The first edition I was buying for $8 to $10. The second edition was like $100. The third edition is like $178.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm like $10, $178.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, another example would be like your GMT version of the Russian campaign, where you could go buy 4th edition because that you have 5th edition. You could go buy 4th edition and be perfectly happy.
The old Avalon Hill one, yeah? You mean?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. Or 3rd edition, Avalon Hill did that. Or you could buy even the GMT, or not the GMT, excuse me, the Compass version of it. Yeah. And it would still be the same game. So, and you don't, like the GMT one goes for big money now.
I think also it's the case of you want the most recent one, and people are going to play on that when they sell it. You know, Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's just it's.
But that's
Well,
the other thing.
getting a second edition is great, but is it worth the extra cost and money? And I know, Nate, you talked in the green room that France 1940 was a great second edition because they've spent a lot of time and effort updating it, creating 2 different scenarios, updating the rules, updating every, all the counters and the maps and everything to make it worth the extra money.
Yep. And
I don't think every game that comes out with the second edition does that.
Well, and that's something where I appreciated when they did that with France 40 is the upgrades in there were enough and significant enough where it felt as if the money that I was spending on it was worthwhile.
But that's the problem is, sorry to interrupt, is that because I misconstrued what Jester was saying earlier, but do you buy the first edition or wait until the improved 9 times out of 10 second edition comes out because they've taken all the errata, hopefully, and sorted that out, any counter mistakes, any map mistakes. I tend to still buy the first edition and do that, knowing full well that there may be problems. I can't, if you wait for the second edition, and we're talking about when the game first comes out, as to when it comes out in its second edition, maybe a couple of years down the line. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm terrible for that. I can't. I go, oh no.
How many games do we have? The first and the second and the third edition of a game.
Yeah.
I mean, I have Conflict of Heroes. I got first, second, and third edition. But I was donated the third edition, so that was nice. I'm sure there's many others.
I haven't got the second edition of this, which has got some tweaks in it with counters and units and things. I don't think it's game breaking, but maybe GMT will be bringing out a new counter thing at the end of the year to replace ones in that. So, what do you do?
Now, I would upgrade if, like, for instance, let's say I had a first edition with white core counters and the second edition had brown core counters, or if in your case, Ruff, is your Holland version white core counters?
I think let's have a look. It's here. Oh.
If it is, and there was errata counters from GMT,
they're going to be thicky out there, the white core. Yeah.
Yep. See, then I wouldn't do it because
they'll be like that, won't they?
Yeah, it would bother me so much. I want it to be nice and even.
Yeah, I'll play it like it is. If I can afford it, if I win the lottery, I'll treat myself to a second edition Normandy, Holland, and sell that one.
Now, I mean, Mike's got a point. If everyone does wait till a second edition, then
there'll be no second edition. Yeah, there'll be no first editions. Yes, quite right. Yeah. But yeah, we can't help it. That's what they rely on. We can't help it.
Right, and there is no guarantee that there would ever be a second edition, because sometimes the designer is just one and done. He moves on, he or she moves on, and they don't want to touch it again, and that's fair.
I don't. I mean, I'm sure there's some exceptions, but if the game was released. Like a first edition is usually playable. Like there's usually,
well,
again, there are some exceptions.
Don't ask Nordic.
As I say, yeah, we've got our banish all our turds, as he calls it. I watched Whiskey Charlie, and they were talking about a game that obviously
Armored Knights.
Yeah, the Case Blue version. 100 and what is it, £300 or something? $300.
$300 for a game that is not done.
That's not done. That the rules are, are written at conventions where everybody knows the rules. Let's put this in, let's put that, without explaining it. So,
okay, there are a few exceptions, but normally, first editions are playable. I mean, Conflict of Heroes is playable in first edition.
Right,
it's actually a fun game, and the components and everything are awesome. They just tweaked how the game plays through the first edition to the second edition to the third edition.
That's fine, yeah.
But I mean, I can't think of a first edition that I've got that doesn't
play.
isn't playable.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some out there, but I found it interesting, like this debate over first edition, second edition. Like when you go to buy a car, I don't know what it is like in Britain, but like in the United States, like if you go to buy a 2025 car, you're paying top dollar for it because it's brand new off the lot and everything else. But if I go to buy a 2024, I can get it for like half price now.
Yeah, as soon as you buy a new car, you drive it off, you lose 50% or whatever it is of the value. And do you know what? Talking about that, this quite makes me laugh. This was back in the sort of 80s. One of our friends, when I was a young lad, and the guy opposite was a car mechanic to our house, and my dad was friends with him. And he said, look, if you ever buy a car, and he used to take him out. When he used to buy a car, he used to take this car mechanic out because he knew what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
He said, if you ever buy a car, always test reverse, because if that's buggered, you're buggered. You know, if it doesn't go into reverse, nobody tests reverse, do they? They drive it around the block and they go, oh, this is great. And then when you try and reverse it, you drive, what? Eh? So he said, just spend 2 seconds testing it. The reverse works, especially on automatics as well. So, yeah, that was funny.
Okay.
Just brought that back. Sorry, chaps.
Well,
So-
that was
I guess
Yeah.
my question to you is, and to everyone is, then typically speaking, second editions are better than their first edition counterparts. What is the advantage to buying a first edition then?
You get it before.
I got several things to like.
Okay.
Go on, then.
Obviously, first editions are older, so it's more rare.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, it'll be worth something down the line. Hopefully,
Well,
Okay.
you just talked about what do you call it? The
Blackbeard,
No, the other one, the Uber.
Conflict of Heroes.
Yes.
yes, being
Yeah.
Yeah, you see.
yes.
But even so, like a game, like say maybe not even a first edition of an older game, and if there's newer editions, but even like a brand new game, that would be obviously a first edition. What would be the advantage of jumping in at the beginning of a new game as opposed to waiting?
They can see all the problems they get with everybody that's bought the first edition to rectify the second edition. I don't know.
So we, the
Feel
new
like when
players, would be the
when
beta.
We are
Like Netsky was coming out. It's by a well-known designer, and I thought, he's going to start a new one. Do I want to get in this? And I didn't get it, and I wanted to see how it was received and everything. And then starting with the second and the third and the fourth and the fifth, I got all the other ones, and I'm waiting on Netsky to be re-released in this second edition now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I guess I'm just curious of because I think Stuka just put it in here. Mike is right that there is no second edition without a sold out first edition. So if we are encouraging people to be patient for a second edition, that may never actually occur. And so I think if we want a second edition quality to be put into a first edition, then we need to encourage designers and developers and publishers to be a little more patient and a little more take more time developing the game so it is a higher quality at the outset.
Do you think then that they churn these games out far too quickly to turn a buck because they've got all that money invested in that game?
I mean, I can't speak for GMT because they're as far as I know, they haven't had a number of games out fairly recently.
Well, they are having some
correct.
issues,
That's true. I will say the one company that I do know that does generally churn out games on a regular basis is Compass.
Yes,
and
they do have some problems. And they do have some problems.
Yep, it shows at times. There are some games that come out and they're just amazing. And then other games, it's like, what happened? I mean, like Hexy was telling us, he showed us Planks of Gettysburg, that it was just bad. The rules were so bad. You couldn't play the game.
And
but
he knows what he's doing with those sort of games.
yeah,
So,
oh yeah. But another example would be, like for instance, the Nordics banish all their fears.
Yeah. Well, I've got mine still in the shrink wrap. I'm waiting, hopefully, for a nice new delivered rule book, sorting it out.
Mhm.
Again, I think it's because of the same thing that happened with Fields of Fire. The designer designs great games, but keep them away from rule books.
Which I was
I love
surprised.
you, Ben.
Well, to be honest, I was a little surprised that for how poorly Banish All Their Fears was received, that there is another game in that series coming out.
Yes, I was. Let's sort the first one out first. You know what I mean?
Which that's something that happened with, and I appreciated it from GMT with the Battle for Normandy Deluxe Edition. There was a lot of counter problems in there, and they recognized it, and they are printing all of those again, and they have a sheet already for people so you can tell what's wrong in it. But it's already on their newsletter. It's at the printer, and it should be coming relatively soon. So you'll get those counters. But okay, I appreciate Historic Wings. That does make sense, especially if you do make a contract and it needs to come out at a certain time.
Yeah, and they've got all that money involved in it.
If we're looking at GMT, like they're paying artists and staff to get the artwork done, and they're paying, the reader, the person that creates a rule, and doing all this stuff. So they got money invested in the game. So the longer it sits there waiting on it before it gets shipped out, it's more money that it's costing them to make it.
And they've spent all that money in development and printing.
Right. They've already spent that money. People on staff.
I understand they want to churn them out, but
sure. But to look at it, I mean, I understand from a business side, sure, but as a customer, like, I'll give you an example. Like, there has been a number of games that I've gotten from Compass that I do enjoy, but when I open the box, the first thing I see is a page or a couple of pages of errata and clarifications in it. That game sat in their warehouse for I don't know how long, and they went through it and they found problems and then stuck these sheets in there and then just sent it out to me at some point.
Because they can't bin that stuff. So that's what they do. In my opinion, I think the problem may well be partly due to companies when they first start. They're small, they're in-house, there's a couple of people working for them. They bring out 2, 3, 4 games a year at most, maybe just a couple. But as they get more popular and get bigger, they get more staff. Then they have to pay those staff, so they have to bring out more games the following, as time goes on, until they get to a stage where they've got a whole lot of people to pay, and they've got to churn these games out just to keep going. And that's where you get things like errata sheet when you open the box after the new game smell.
It's
just my opinion,
I'm thinking, I'm processing what you're saying is like, okay, like another example would be, and I'm not harping on Compass because I have anything against them. I buy their games. I like them. But like one of the games that I enjoy from them, Roma Victrix, that came out earlier this year. You look at the game, there's stuff printed in the game box that has 2021 printed on it. 2021, 2022. And that game, there was really nothing wrong with the rules. There was really nothing wrong with any of the scenarios or anything like that. The one issue that people had with that game was there were 6 player colors. And it's that's not true.
That's thrown you, isn't it? What a thing to put up there, Jess.
Not
that's
true.
Terrible.
But there are 6 player colors in the game, and 2 to 3 of the player colors are relatively close to one another. That they're hard to see. They're hard.
What chance have I got?
They're hard to differentiate. And those were printed a long time ago. And they sat in that warehouse for I don't know how long until 2025 when it was released. So as a customer, I'm getting a product that has been sitting in a warehouse with a problem in it or a potential problem in it for a number of years that could have been addressed. Whereas, okay, as a company, sure, we printed all this stuff. It cost us a lot of money. We don't want to print it again. Well, guess what? It's not my fault as the customer. I don't want to pay for a publisher's mistake. Like, I don't want to be mean about it, but as a customer, I'm putting in however much dollars of my own money into this, something that I want to be ready to play without any issues right off the bat.
Which is why I always watch, listen, and learn from people like on YouTube who know what they're talking about when they get the game in and go, oh, and then I go, oh, it looks good, but no.
Yeah.
I think that's where YouTube, like proper content creators.
Yeah. Well, and Meandering Mike mentions, yes, I remember them saying they had the game ready and they decided to add more. And what they added more was one sheet of counters, one or two, I think, actually, if I'm thinking, I think it's two. And if you looked at it carefully, the colors on the newer ones were slightly different from the counters that were printed originally.
Oh, so we've heard that one before. Don't start him off. Don't start him off.
So that's where it's like, okay, I don't know, just get your ducks in a row.
I know. And what I'm saying from a business
point of view, I still like the game. I'll still play it.
Yeah, but it's only you.
Which makes you think twice before you buy a game from certain companies. And I'm not saying anything about Compass or Decision, but there's certain companies I don't, order everything, doesn't matter. But certain companies I have to think twice. Oh, it's from that company.
Well, those companies.
Phalanx comes to mind. I will never order anything from Phalanx. I don't care what it is. It can be the best game in the world. I'm done. I'm never ordering something from them again.
You mean I missed who you said?
Phalanx.
Oh, right. Well, I understand that, but I've got their game, Purple Haze, which everybody seems to thoroughly enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I won't buy their other games. But talking about Compass, I didn't realize I had so many, and they're all great. They're great. What are you laughing at?
Nordic mentions that he steps away and missed a Nate rant. I didn't think it was a rant.
Nate's on a roll today, I guess.
You know what? He's getting a little bit more sort of, what should we say? Free and easy. Free and easy with his opinions. Yeah.
Still being
great. Which is what we're here for. They're only opinions, by the way. They're only opinions.
Now look what Christoph mentioned. I don't know the game. I can't even guess the game.
What a game, but the game company forgot to put terrain tiles in the box.
Go on, name and shame, Christoph.
Yeah, I
would, because other people might buy it.
Mm-hmm. I would not be happy. Mm-mm.
No.
Well, I mean,
we'd get the war room
lawyers. Buyers beware, and eventually, I have had a love-hate relationship with DVG. We all know that. It's not I have to think really hard if if there's something out there that I really, really would like. It's my DVG. I don't know. I struggle with it.
Mm-hmm.
I do, because of the issues that I've had with them in the past, and I don't like supporting companies.
Yeah.
That I don't feel are supporting their customers. That's the big thing. But anyways, we're gonna move on.
That's it, Mike.
Yeah. We're gonna move on to our subjects today, because it's already time to go.
Good grief, there's an hour gone already.
Yes, it is. It's almost an hour, but
okay, well, I'll get up.
For some reason, it takes 25 minutes now to go through our little subjects. So that's why I'm going to start a couple minutes early. So, Ralph, if you would like to give us British history today.
Well, you do make a brief entrance in, say, in the mid 18th century, but here we go.
Jester, should we depart for right now?
Yeah. All right. Here, hang on. How do I put
There we go.
Oh, for goodness sake, that's not nice. There is a little bit of you in, but there's a lot of other worldly stuff as well. But it does start the 26th of July at 1469, War of the Roses. The Battle of Edgecote Moor, which is sort of northeast of Banbury in Oxfordshire, took place. It pitted the forces of Richard Neville, 16th Earl of Warwick, against those of Edward IV, and was considered to be an important turning point in the course of the war. Unfortunately, it is not in the Men of Iron, Blood and Roses. Moving forward, 1758, the French and Indian War in your part of the world. The siege of Louisbourg ends with British forces defeating the French and taking control of the Gulf of St. Lawrence. Yes! The siege of Louisbourg was a pivotal operation of the French and Indian War in 1758 that ended French colonial dominance in Atlantic Canada and led to the subsequent British campaign to capture Quebec in 1759 and the remainder of New France the following year. Guess, sort them out, boys. 1814, Swedish-Norwegian War begins. Now, the Swedes, you think, oh, lovely, one of the most peaceful countries, lovely people. They were nearly worse as us, the Swedes. But this war, the Swedish-Norwegian War, also known as the campaign against Norway, with Sweden in 1814, or the Norwegian War of Independence, was a war fought between Sweden and Norway in the summer of 1814. According to the Treaty of Kiel, Norway would enter a union with Sweden under Charles XIII of Sweden. The war resulted in Norway being forced into the United Kingdoms of Sweden and Norway, but with its own constitution and parliament. The war marked the last time Sweden participated in an armed conflict with another nation, and its conclusion signaled the beginning of the country's long period of military neutrality. So that was their last sort of real war. 1861, we're over in your part of the world, boys. American Civil War. Your favourite general, George B. McClellan, assumes command of the army of the Potomac, following a disastrous Union defeat at the First Battle of Bull Run.
Or
what the other guys called it.
First Battle of Manassas.
The Manassas. I always think molasses when I hear that. Molasses. What do you mean treacle? Get out of here. Also in the American Civil War, 1863. What's he saying? He better not be saying, shut up, bloody hell. No, it's not just British, it's European. We got 1,000 years of it, Mike. Sorry. You don't come into the middle of the 18th. But anyway, Morgan's raid ends at Salineville, Ohio. Confederate cavalry leader John Hunt Morgan and 360 of his volunteers are captured by Union forces. And then 1936, Spanish Civil War. Germany and Italy decide to intervene in the war in support of Francisco Franco and the nationalist faction. Yeah, we all know about that. 1941, World War II, Battle of Grand Harbour. British forces on Malta destroyed an attack by the Italian Decima of Flottiglia MAS. St. Elmo's Bridge covering the harbour is demolished in the process. This Decima Flottiglia MAS was an Italian flotilla with Marines and Commando Frogman units of the Regia Marina. The acronym MAS also refers to various light torpedo boats used by the Regia Marina during World War I and World War II, but we saw them off. 1941 as well. World War II, in response to the Japanese occupation of French Indochina, the United States, Britain, and Netherlands freeze all Japanese assets and cut off oil shipments. I reckon that led to the old winter of discontent over there. That had something to do with it. I think that was the beginning of the start of it. 1943, over 100 German aircraft. I'm sorry, but this is what happened today. I did see there's any American stuff. 1943, over 100 German aircraft attack an Allied convoy off of Cape Bon, Tunisia, but defending British fighters prevent them from inflicting any serious damage. I think there was only about 3 of them, British fighters there. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know how many there were, but they saw them off.
No, I think you're right. There were 3 Gloucester biplanes that originally that were on Malta that were its defense, and I think they were
Faith, Hope, and Glory. Faith, Hope, and Glory. They were
Glory. That's what. Faith, Hope, and Glory.
So, 1945, World War II, the Potsdam Declaration is signed today in Potsdam, Germany. This declaration for the terms of defining the terms for Japanese surrender was a statement that called for the surrender of all Japanese armed forces during World War II. On July 26th, today, 1945, US State President Harry S. Truman, United Kingdom Prime Minister Winston Churchill, and President of China, Chiang Kai-shek, issued the document which outlined the terms of surrender for the Empire of Japan as agreed upon the Potsdam Conference. The ultimatum stated that if Japan did not surrender, it would face prompt and utter destruction. They ignored that, and they did.
Thank you. I was right. It is Faith, Hope, and Charity.
Oh, did I say glory?
You said glory.
Sorry,
I'm like,
Faith, Hope, and Charity. Sorry, no. Sorry. Yes, you're right. Sorry. Yes, you're right.
Makes historic wings.
No, but close. Yeah, shut up, Thomas. I got it wrong.
How is it that I know
No,
British history?
why didn't you say that? Because that's the saying over here: faith, hope, and charity. It's a saying.
Correct. Yeah. Well, it's from the scriptures.
Yeah. So apologies for that. So that was the old Potsdam. 1945 again. World War II. The USS Indianapolis arrives at Tinian with components and enriched uranium for the little boy nuclear bomb. I think that's done in the old film. What's his name? The one with the Irish
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer. I think they do all that over there, don't they? That's mentioned.
Not seen it.
It's okay. It's okay. Give it a watch.
Okay.
That's my recommendation. You can take it or leave it. 1953. Oh, sorry. 1945. World War II. HMS Vestal is the last British Royal Navy ship to be sunk in the war. And lastly, 1953. Soldiers from the 2nd Battalion Royal Australian Regiment repel a number of Chinese assaults against the key positions known as the Hook during the Battle of the Samichon River, just hours before the Armistice Agreement is signed, ending the Korean War. People forget the Aussies, were there. So yes, faith, hope, and charity. 3 biplanes.
Nate's notes.
Correct. It is Nate's notes time. So I thought for those that are interested in their Men of Iron series, particularly the Infidel part of Men of Iron, or are interested in Commands and Colors Medieval, has the one of the expansions has this in it, or if you're interested in what is it? Kingdom of Heaven, I think, is another game on this. There's a movie called Kingdom of Heaven. But my subject, if you can already guess, is the Crusades. And the book that I recommend for it is this from Dan Jones, who did the Plantagenets. He did the Crusades, the epic history of the wars for the Holy Lands. So little.
It doesn't, but it doesn't matter if you're a sort of, how can I put this? If you're very religious or not, the history of the Crusades is just a fascinating history, and how all the things like the Hospitallers and all that sort of thing formed, and and how they were protecting people going to the Holy Lands, the Crusades. Right. So
the Crusades was one of the important turning points in making sure that the Europe comes out of what's known as the Dark Ages. That a lot of knowledge, a lot of reconnections with the East happens again through the Crusades. So even though obviously it's terrible with conflict like that, but there was it did kind of jumpstart a lot of things that would come to good fruition later on. But fascinating book. Dan Jones, always appreciate him as a historian. He does a great job in his history. And Kingdom of Heaven, yes, that. Thank you, MMP. Appreciate it, Mike. So if you're interested in the Crusades, pick this one up. It's a great book. You will enjoy it. That's Nate's notes.
Nice one. No, that's a good one. Mm-hmm. They are very interesting. I mean, I mentioned it before. The book I read about the Templars, how they formed. That's just interesting. You know, just great history. And the Dark Ages. You know, then they like to call it the early medieval period now.
Yes, historians. Yeah. Yes, and I don't agree with it.
Because they're talking a lot of knowledge
about this before.
Sorry, go.
And I'm gonna refresh everyone's memory, and I found it very interesting that we have not had any of these events happen in any day that Ruff has done his history. But every 6 days, there is a country that has defected from England somewhere along the lines. And I'm surprised that we have never, in all the years we've been doing this, come across a day that one of those events had happened.
Because it doesn't happen on the day of a Saturday, you see. And look at most of them now; they're shitholes. So you know,
I find it extremely interesting that all that British history, but we don't find out.
Yeah, if it happened on a Saturday, then you would find out about it. It's just the Saturday. It's not the week. But you know,
no, Christoph, you don't want to go back that far because then it will be all your fault and not his fault. So,
my gem for today is starting to get into the old GTS system, and I think this is one of these games you can still pick up for a pretty reasonable price. Not a lot is talked about. Of course, Ruff, how many games do we need on the Battle of the Bulge?
Just one more.
Just one more, of course. So, Of course, this is GTS in the Battle of the Bulge. Why this game doesn't give a little bit more love, I don't know. Looks great. It plays great. It's look at that. Looks.
They got little special things to put on.
I think that's.
They're bought from Litco, I think, is the company.
They're
great. They're great
accessories.
Yeah, I've got them for Panzer, little smoky ones that when you blow up a tank.
That's cool.
Silly things, but I love it.
I think it's a good system. Nate, have you looked at it all?
I haven't done it yet. I mean, I've tinkered with it here and there, I should say.
This probably uses the first edition rules. I'm not sure. Depends how old it is because they updated it, didn't they? The rules.
Yeah, I think it is the first edition.
Yeah. So this is one of the interesting. How do I put it? One of the additions that they added to make their game different than every other tactical game out there is you can see the counters there don't use NATO symbols. They use these weird.
They use the symbols of the country that use those symbols. So the Germans have the German symbols.
The Germans have the German symbol.
Not NATO. Yeah.
Now you do see tanks and stuff on the tank counters and stuff, but that threw me for a loop because I was always trying to figure out what all the little symbols mean, and not being a military guy, it was always confusing for me. But
that is true, Blue Tweezers.
What did he say?
What's he saying?
The Venetians conquering Constantinople in 1204, the greatest gaslight in the Fourth Crusade. I agree. They came and stole all of the knowledge and all of the treasures and everything of the ancient world, and then hid it away.
And where is it now?
it's sitting in Venice.
And here's the cool thing I think about GTS. There's two things that I think make GTS super cool, and I'm going to share them with you.
Oh.
Number one is artillery plays a huge role in a tactical game.
Okay.
Because you can't shoot. You can shoot through artillery hexes. So, like you can see, like these bombardment hexes there.
Mm-hmm.
So, what you're going to be doing with your artillery is you're going to try and take out enemy units by just putting artillery on it, because then they can't shoot out of their hex.
Okay.
Which prevents them from, like, you can move up adjacent to them and not get shot
because they're too busy taking cover.
They're too busy keeping their heads down. Yes.
Yeah, so it's a great system for that, because as everyone knows, like, the most important thing in World War II was artillery. Like, whoever had the king of artillery won the war. Like, that was it. So I'm glad to see it, being used properly. So, and the second thing is about the opportunity fire.
Yes,
you don't have to decide opportunity fire. Is if you move into enemy line of sight, they automatically rolled on a chart to see if they get opportunity fire.
Interesting.
So you don't have to metagame. Oh, well, if I move this unit here, then you're going to opportunity fire. I mean, but you're not calculating all that. So
but also, if they move again, it's you keep opportunity firing, don't you?
You keep shooting and shooting. That's why artillery is so important, because if I know I'm going to be moving some units up, I just lob my artillery there. You can't shoot me then.
Back to Panzer Grenadier, aren't we? Lovely.
Yeah. So, Hidden Gem, I think you can get this game pretty reasonably priced. $100, $177. Noble Knight has it for $158.
Well, they would do.
But Nate, you get a ton of stuff in the box, right?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's one of the good things MMP does, is they put a crap ton of stuff. I think there's how many
and they print in the U.S., so everything's more costly printing here.
Yeah.
Until
you got
get here.
2 maps and you got 8 counter sheets. So I mean, it's a
and they're 5/8.
It's 3 games in one. Like
5/8 inch, so they're good. They're big.
Yeah. So I think it's a good system. I would like to play it more.
I need to get into it a bit more. Yes.
Just try it out and see. But so there's my gem for this week. I changed it from something else I was going to do. Maybe I'll use that one next week, but we'll see how things go. So,
good one.
That only took 17 minutes. We're doing pretty good, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when our 3 segments only took 5 minutes? Remember that?
No.
Those were the days.
The good old days.
Those were the good old days. That was before Nate. That was way before Nate. Our subject today is games you would like to see have a second edition. Not because the game's bad, but maybe it's not a 10 out of 10. You want to make a game a 10 out of 10. And I'm going to start because it's my show. I get to start. And I'm not trolling you guys. I'm not saying this to troll you guys, but I would love to see a brand new edition of which game would I love to see?
Oh, he's going to say it, isn't he?
Tides of Iron.
Tides of Iron, correct. Yes, and this is not to troll you guys.
I
would
know.
love to see a brand new edition of Tides of Iron.
And you're going to tell us why?
I love the game system. I think it's super cool. It's super interesting. It's a lot of fun. You can build your little squads, and you got all kinds of super cool things. You got card plays and, giving yourself special abilities, and there's so many good things to do with this game, but it's just never seen the light of day, and nobody's ever heard of this game for some reason.
Mm.
And I just wish if they had a mainstream designer, like Mark Herman, like if Mark Herman redesigned it or something.
Who designed the original one? Do you know?
I got no idea.
There you go. So nobody we know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody that I had ever heard of. I don't think. I mean, I think it's a really cool game.
Denigrate the man. He might be in the chat. Don't, just.
Yeah. See, even Meandering Mike knew I was going to talk about it. it's not because of you guys. I think it's a really cool game. I got the whole game, and I got the system, and I think it's super fun. And it's unfortunate that nobody
Well, it's Fantasy Flight, so
yeah.
Oh, is it?
Well, no, Fantasy Flight has relinquished it now. It's back to
let's see, Fantasy Flight, Edge Entertainment, Nexus, Ederich, and Ubix. That's what's listed as the publishers in BGG.
Yeah, it's gone back to
Look at the time. My cat's not in yet. I've let the back
anyways, we'll not worry about it. But I think it would be super cool if we had a Mark Herman redesigned Tide of Iron, and I think with his name on it, give it to a regular GMT or Compass or something like that, and have them produce it. I think Tide of Iron would be a mainstream game. I think it would be really cool. So that would be my first selection for a game that needs a new edition. What about you, Nate? What do you got? Anything?
I do. In fact, I will share my screen.
Okay.
So how much that I love, and you all remember, Death in the Trenches.
Oh, yeah.
From Ben Madison. This is Absolute Victory. So this is similar to Death in the Trenches, but now it's World War II. So Death in the Trenches had upwards of 500 different events that could happen. This game has upwards of 2,500 different events that could happen.
That's good, isn't it?
An excellent game. I enjoy this game. However, it's got perhaps, well, one, there's quite a bit of changes of the rules over the years. But this has perhaps one of the ugliest maps that I've seen.
Oh, crikey.
Besides the cat.
That's good. It looks like my bloody cat. Where is it?
The map, though, is just like, you know.
Wow.
It is a little bit. It is a little bit. Yes.
It's a sight to behold. And it just does not for a game that,
so who designed that map? Do you know?
So this would be Ben Madison that did.
He designed it. No, he does great games. And who would you get to design that map?
Whoever did the map for Death in the Trenches, the second edition. I forgot who it is, but that map on the new edition of Death in the Trenches is great, and they should do that guy or somebody similar to that for another edition, because Absolute Victory is a great game. It is so many cool things can happen in World War II in this game.
Yeah, Ben, that's a hideous map.
Just a hideous.
Yeah, I have never seen that map, and you are absolutely right. I would not play that game the way it looks right now.
Yeah, and Mike, I think Nemesis Retaliation is being delivered over here in August, so because it's all different routes and ships and nonsense, but yeah, it's on its way.
Yeah, and even the cat did one.
I don't blame it. I don't blame it.
Or Blue Tweezers, even the cat.
Yeah, did you see the look? Did you see the look of the cat? He's going, "You're going to play this?"
It's like, ooh, I don't even want to dirty my paws on that. That was pretty bad. So, Ruff, do you have a game you would like to talk about?
Well, it's one of my favorite games, and it's just a little thing, really, because of my situation. And I've had this with VUCA with their series with 2 maps. It's good old combat. I love this game. Love it. But the only problem is for me, and I wish they would rethink, is the size of the bloody maps. I mean, God. Oh.
That looks like a standard size map.
It's not a standard size. It's not. Believe it or not, it's a weird shape.
It's wider.
It's wider.
Shape. Yeah, it's a weird shape. Luckily, the first one I did on my channel before the cat ruined it only used a little bit of the map. But from then, some used 2 of these or whatever, you know. So that's my only. I don't know how they're going to get round it. Who would I design to get the maps?
Well, you know what they would do? They'd probably shrink everything.
Well,
Maps, counters.
Well, the thing is with combat, lovely 1-inch counters, and of course the hexes have to be that sort of size. So I'm not sure how they would get round it, but that's my only problem, and I'm not sure if it's the same with the second one, and I assume it's going to be the same with the third one, even though I'm going to get it. That's my only thing, because it's a great system from Compass, and there's been a little bit of tweaking with the rules, rata and things, but
extra squeaky. I agree. Oh, mounted maps for Knock Paris. That would be great. It's huge game. Love that.
Yeah, I played it once with Tweez at and a couple other guys, But yeah, it's just the map's just too wrong for my table. That's all. But that's a personal thing.
Nordic got rid of his copy of Knock Paris. Oh my gosh.
What? I thought he was after it for so long.
Yeah. Wow. You've shocked me.
They did do a reprint of some of the counters for the colors. Not sure it made a great deal of difference, but you can get them sent to you.
Yeah, the ASL.
You know why Nordic
geomorphic maps would be much better for combat.
Yeah. This is what I think. But they've then got to redesign all the scenarios. And I think Nordic got rid of his because Tweez took so long with the railway.
Did I tell you a story about a friend of mine that's an artist, and he saw I showed him a picture of ASL and like the maps and the counters, and he thought they looked amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He's one of those retro artists, isn't he?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's using pixelated software. Yeah. My next one that I would like to see a second edition was just I'm going to pull it up here.
Am I the only one who's got the physical copies here? Is that one?
I got rid of all my physical copies. Just kidding.
I know.
All right, hang on a second. I gotta find the right one here. All right,
anyway, lock and load, everyone. Lock and load. I hope you're having a great
2023, 2023, and when it was announced, I thought, "Oh, this is a perfect game for this system." And unfortunately, it was by DVG, and I thought, "Oh, I'm not. There's no way." DVG is going to mess this all up. There's, I think using the Warfighter system.
Oh, mind you, one of them is,
I got to share my screen here. Done. Using the Warfighter system and adding fantasy to it, I thought was going to be a perfect mirror, a marriage. And I don't know what they did. I own Warfighter Fantasy, and I can't make heads or tails of it, and it's just.
I mean, 5.8 is bad.
What does that mean? The 5.8? That's how much they like it.
The rating, yeah.
Average rating of it
out of 10.
Yes, out of 10. So I would have liked to see a newer second edition of this come out where you got your regular D&D classes and you have your different equipment and you're putting that equipment on your characters and you're doing like Dungeons and Dragons type adventures in the Warfighter universe with the system. That would have been perfect. And then they went and messed it all up. And who I would get to design this, I think, and I'm not trying to be biased because he's in the chat, but I think Mike Butter Jelly would be awesome at this because he's very creative in the mind. And I think he could bring some creativity to the system that it needs. It desperately needs some creativity.
I think it needs. I think my cat could do a better version of the rule book. Well, I'm not denigrating Mike, but yes. Yeah, he would do a good job.
Yeah, so I would like to see a Warfighter second edition for the fantasy game system because and I think Mike Butter Jelly would do a great job.
Yeah.
And so I think we should hire him and start up the path.
There we go. Kickstart it.
Kickstart it up. Let's go.
Tweez is kickstarting his not Paris Railway rules. Good luck with that one, mate. Anyway.
So he went back on his promise to now making money off of it.
He left it so long, Nordic got rid of his.
Man. Well, my next choice is an older game from 1975.
Blimey.
Herman had mentioned it earlier in the chat. Frederick the Great from this Avalon Hill. SPI also did a version of it. This is one of the only bigger games on the campaigns in the 7 Years' War. There's actually not that many games on that cover really the sort of meat of the 7 Years' War. I mean, the French and Indian War that's connected to the 7 Years' War here in the United States and Canada was almost kind of a sideshow compared to what was really going on in Europe at the time.
And didn't that connect eventually to you guys over there with us and you?
Correct. I mean,
it was one big sort of
correct
thing going on, wasn't it?
It has been said. You correct, Mike. Yes, the SPI is the original version, but then Avalon Hill got it. That the 7 Years' War can be called the first World War.
Everything that's going on. Yes.
Yeah, the first World War or the first global war, because there's stuff in Europe, there's stuff in America, there's stuff in India going on. But I mean, the map is a typical Avalon Hill, typical SPI map.
Yeah.
I mean, to my eyes, it's kind of ugly. I know to some people it's sort of nostalgic. It's okay.
If you're a certain age, Nate.
Correct.
It becomes nostalgic.
Correct. And I understand. Yes. I understand. There are some computer games I remember from the 90s.
Map is older than Nate is.
That's right. I mean, I still remember some old computer games I would play from the 90s, and they're horrible looking, but they were fun to me. So anyway, but this game, it had a really interesting way of representing this type of warfare back then, and it would be interesting to see another edition. I think a designer that could do a very good job on this would be either a Mark Herman or even a Mark Simonich, since he has done U.S. Civil War. So gunpowder. He's also doing Kunagratz 1866. That's on P500 right now. So I think this would be a really interesting new edition. I would grab it because I want something on the 7 Years' War.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Yeah, absolutely.
They are very few on the ground.
Yes,
that's for sure. All right, Ruff, you got a second one you want to talk about?
Yes, I've played this with Tweez and I have been blued with it, but I just...
Oh, geez.
It's Red Storm. This game is...
What was the part that you got blued?
Oh, it said, by the way, you could have fired that missile. Or the one that before you shot me down. Yeah, that one. He knows what I'm talking about. This is... It's in my, as you say, my wheelhouse, and it's aircraft and everything. But the rule book, it might just be me, but the rule book, it's quite complex. I mean, Lee Brimacombe Wood is a great designer, but and the other thing is all the armaments that you can use, unless you know a bit about the aircraft and a bit about the sort of ordnance that they are using, you're in a sort of, you don't know what's going on. I think the rules need to be rewritten with explanations for people like me who don't know the difference between that and this and this missile. And the guy I'd like to have a go at this is our Thomas, Historic Wings. He knows his aircraft. I'd like him to look at this and go, let's make it player friendly for old Rough. I'll explain all what the missiles do, who uses them, why they use them, why they can't use that in certain, and why this one can use it and can't.
So we need a section of it going. This is the front bit of the plane, and this is the back of
not quite. I mean, I know a bit about the aircraft.
This is the part that goes forward, and this is the one that falls.
Have you finished?
I'm sorry. I'm having fun.
So this Thomas, get on it. All right. This is so I can play this thing. And I played it, and I just like, wow, what's going on? Because of course Tweez knows what he's doing.
This is the part you put the gas in.
Shut up. You've made your point. Now stop it. It's just things like, ordnance and things and all that. And it is if you look at the rule book, it's quite, for me anyway. So for poor old Rough, Thomas, have a look. That's my other one. That's my second one.
I have a question for both of you because I've never played it, but Thomas did mention his number 4 for a reprint would be D-Day at Omaha. Because he said with bigger counters and better color choices, there you go, for colorblind players.
Yeah, you know me and this series, it's color, it's the reason it's there. Yeah, and that's why I think it's the other week, wasn't it? I got the thing out, all the cards.
That is a great point, but
yeah,
because you were claiming earlier, Ruff. Oh, there's no game that I would. I'm like, Ruff, think about it.
I know, but I don't know until somebody mentions it. And now he's mentioned it, I'm thinking, reprint it with colors for the color people, but in the color, put a little shape or something. So
square,
I know that's red and I know that's green because yes. So apologies for that. Thank you, Thomas. The other game that David Thompson actually come up with the color blindness. Now you mention it is Class Litter because that's got colors in it as well. So all right. But
I apologize. I'm having fun reading Christoph and Nordic's comments. Nordic goes, you forgot the rules that should have a microscope with each copy to see the planes. And Christoph goes, Nordic, this is the front part of the plane and always should be in the front. And Nordic says he flies backwards.
They're still going on the back. No, you see, this is what I get from these two jokers. This is what I get when I play Skies Above Britain and I accidentally put Nordic's plane backwards. And he's going, fly back. Now, of course, Christoph, never let me forget that. That's cruel. It's cruel.
Yes. Imagine going live and having everyone analyze everything you do all the time.
Alone. All right,
next game. We're going to move on, gentlemen. We're going to move on to the next game. My next game. And Ruff kind of took my little thunder away because I was going to also have Historic Wings work on a game for me. It is obviously a game with airplanes, and I think it's an interesting design, but I don't think it was implemented very well. And I think having Historic Wings there, Thomas, fixing the problems would be the answer to making a second edition of this game great.
Yes.
So there's a ton of cool planes in this game.
So what's wrong with it?
I don't think it's very interesting the way they designed the scenarios. There's not a lot of like meat on the bones, so to speak.
Yeah,
it seems like it's a lot of work just to get your planes to get together, and then you just roll random dice to find out who wins.
I've played this, albeit with blue tweezers, so you can guess how it went. But it was like meh to me.
Yeah, that's kind of.
I'm not sure if it needs another go.
I played it once, and I just was like, it's fine, but it's just like all this work
going in for
tallying your units to get to the right spot so that you can then roll random den-sided dice to see if you win the fight or not. So
I understand it has its fans.
Thomas needs to jump on board, email GMT and say, I've got some ideas on how to fix your game.
Is that
So
another
Wing
Leap
Leaders,
from Into Wood game?
ton of stuff in the. There's 2 core boxes, 4 expansions. There's a ton of different planes and stuff. So they just need to have someone work on this, I think. All right, so that's my next game.
Okay. Mine is there's one subject that I still have not found the quintessential game on. I love this topic, and I wish there was a really cool war game on it. Well, I should say there is one, but I don't want to get it because it's old and it needs to be updated. And I don't want to deal with the old one. I want to wait, see if someone's going to take this up at some point, or at least something along that idea and along that vein. And that is,
Yep, there we go.
Conquistador. Love the age of exploration. Love pirates and all the ships and exploring and all that is really, really cool to me. Designed by Richard Berg in 1976.
Ah, yes.
Avalon Hill. SPI also did a version of it as well. And I think SPI might have been the first one, if I'm remembering correctly. But fascinating game subject. And I would love to see Mark Herman take this up and do another edition of it and just really make it shine. I love this era, and I would love to see another edition of Conquistador.
Yeah, I agree.
Point.
That would be awesome.
The only game of that era that I know of. Conquistadors. Yes.
Yep, it is. I mean, the other one is Europa Universalis that covers all that, but that's a big game. There's a lot more to it than just colonization and exploration.
And giving everybody diseases.
Exactly. All right, Ruff, what do you got there? You got a stack of games there.
I know, but here's one.
Ooh.
GBOH. Devil's Horseman. Played this. Me and Tony played this, and it's only a very small rule book. And I think that's the problem I found with it. There's not enough meat on the bone for a GBOH game. And Tony felt that way as well. Great subject, and we enjoyed playing it. But I think I'd have to get Mark Herman to have a re-look at this one and maybe oomph it up a bit. Everything else is fine. The maps, the counters, the typical GBOH counters. So a second edition of this.
So we need Mark back on the show to tell him, do this.
Yeah, do this one. Do this one. Yeah. So, yeah, we enjoyed it. But again, it's like, I mean, you know what? How many pages are GBOH rule books? There's quite a number of pages in there, yeah?
1,000?
No, not quite that.
100?
But this, no. There's like 60, is it 50 something pages?
50,
This is
60 pages.
20 odd pages, 24 pages in this one. So I just feel it needs, I don't know how they do it. I don't know, but that's what I feel. Me and Tony have both decided that, it needs a tweak.
So it's not a 10 out of 10.
No, it's a great, I enjoy playing it, but it could be a 10 out of 10 if Mark had a little look at it and maybe with new info about that period, the Mongol Wars, what's going on, maybe it'd have a bit more crutch to it, a bit more oomph, a bit more, crunch.
Yep.
Stark, there is, I'm trying to remember the name of it, but there's actually 2 that I ran across that's Operational Strategic Mongol Empire. I'll have to think I'll think about it. Sorry.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. That's the only one I know of, but yeah.
Good question. All right. My next go is obviously we talk about this game all the time and it's me and Ruff's. It's like our hidden dream together.
What's he talking about? Don't bring me into this.
and we try to share it with the rest of the world out there, and the
Oh, it
rest of the
didn't work.
world, the rest of the world won't have it, and because it looks bad, and it's just
Oh, I know it is.
and it just doesn't play very well. So my recommendation would be to get a second edition of, yes, your favorite, my favorite, everyone's favorite out there, Panzer Grenadier.
Leave those marmalade maps alone.
No, the marmalade's got to go. We've got to move it into the 21st century.
The counters are great. The counters have always been great.
No. I've been always saying the counters are great, but look, they're very kind of generic. Like they don't like if you look at like all the infantry,
What you're saying is they're just different colors.
They need some. I mean, like the leaders should have the the leader, like have their little insignia on it or something. Things to make it a little bit better. And who would I get to design this? Well, I'm going to get somebody that's going to be a tactical guy and come up with some new ideas. So I'm going to use Mike Denson to redesign.
Who's going to do the maps?
Redesign, but come up with the second edition for Panzer Grenadier.
Who's going to do the counters and the maps, do you think? Who would be your choice for that?
I'm not even 100% sure.
I'm going to say maybe Mark von Marshall would be good for the maps. He's a good map bloke.
Okay. All right. I'll go with that.
Yeah. And Kibler, Charlie, maybe for the counters. Might be able to tweak them a bit.
Yeah. I mean, they're just plain compared to like if you look at these counters and compare them to GTS counters. I mean, they just look generic. So the whole game, the whole system looks generic, and
that schmuck hasn't even clipped them.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, that's you got to tear them apart.
No, the OCG. No.
Yeah. So, I mean, we love it rough, don't we? We love it. It's a great deer, but nobody else in the world loves it. So
if I've got a fortnight to play, I'll play Panzer Grenadier. It's a great. I love it. No, joking apart, I do love it. And it was your fault.
I know.
Okay, well, mine I found the games that I was thinking of. Sark was asking about strategic operational Mongol games. For Sark, there's two that I remember. One's called Scourge of God. It's in Paper Wars from Compass. Originally, it was Simulations Canada, but then Compass did a new edition of it. And also another game called Khan, The Rise of the Mongol Empire from Strategy and Tactics.
Not Star Trek thing, then?
No.
Khan!
The Wrath of Khan. No, just Khan, The Rise of the Mongol Empire. You can look that up.
Have a day off, Thomas. Crikey. Sort out Red Storm. Thank you.
So my next one, though, is a game in a series that I absolutely love. And Case Yellow. This is the progenitor of the Dark series.
Yeah, why isn't that been redone?
And from 2011... this covers the entire French campaign. So whereas France 40 only covers two specific periods of the French campaign, this one covers the whole thing. So I would love if GMT and Ted Racer would come back to this game, update it, new map, mounted board. That would be great.
Yeah.
But then also rename it to be part of the Dark series. Call it the Dark Beginning, or the Dark Fields, or whatever, like Flanders Fields, to make it part of the series. And that would be awesome as well. And I'll put this as a side note. Along the way, if they do this, then also please reprint the Dark Sands with mounted maps and all that stuff.
I'm waiting for that one.
I would love that. But since they are doing the Dark Summer and the Dark Valley again on P500. So they might as well just do these other two and just, have the whole thing be upgraded in one.
Reprint all the dark games.
Yeah.
The dark Summer doesn't have a mounted board, does it?
It does not. No, and it
No.
should.
Or just print a mounted board like they've done for France and the other ones.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely. But case yellow, that's my choice.
All right, Ruff.
Well, I haven't got a problem with DVG games, generally speaking, because I've got a few, and I like them. But there's one, and it happened with his first game as well, which was B-17 Flying Fortress Leader. And this one, it's just the fact that, my namesake, Dean, has to reprint the rules every time he brings out a game because I got this game and then they brought out the rule, and I'm not, it's a big thick rule book, and he reprinted the rule book. The rule book is 50 pages, and he had to reprint the rule book, and that means I've got to print out a new 50-page rule book or whatever it is. So I would like Jerry White to get in contact with DVG, do a second printing of Spruance Leader, tart up the scenarios, tart up the mechanics a little bit, and please do a Jerry on the rules. Because
that would be very cool.
Otherwise, and it'd be a great game.
And that gentleman was the game that I traded Atlantic Chase for.
Oh, what, from bad to out the frying pan into the fire?
Yeah. So, yes. I mean, yes. Yes. It went from one to another.
Oh, Hex, shut up, you. Stop it. Look at him. Look.
All right, my last one. We're going to have time for one more each. So pick out whatever one you want.
Yep, I got mine.
All right. This is going to be probably my most disappointing game. I played this game. I went through the play example and showed everyone how to play it. I played this game 2-3 times on my channel, and still like 6 views. Like nobody watches this, nobody plays this game, nobody like it's talk about hidden gems, in my opinion. It's very frustrating because I've been yelling from the top of the mountains for people about this game, but nobody's listening. And it needs a second edition, Ancient Civilizations of the Middle East.
It's relatively new.
Yes, it is pretty new, actually. And I don't know why. You can still buy it. It's not out of stock. As you can see, it's not out of stock. It's available. Nobody plays it. Nobody buys it. Nobody talks about it. Nobody.
Is it just bad?
No, I love it. I think it's great. It has scenarios for 1 player, 2 player, 3 player, 4 player, 5 player, 6 player. It has cards that you're going to be. Here's the thing. It's got cards you're going to be playing against your opponent. So it is very conflicty. So a lot of people don't like, because it's kind of a Euro-y game where
they don't like conflict today. Those Euro
discs represent your military units. It also represents how much income you have. It's everything. There's only one. You have 50 discs, and so you're manipulating your discs around, trying to decide how to do things.
So how would we improve that if it's missing with the Euros, because it's all conflict?
I would add some more. I would not have military units and your money wrapped up into a single object, because
that sounds a bit weird. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think it does. It's cool because you have to decide, like, you put 2 discs out, then it becomes a village, and then you earn units in the village. Or you can put a 3rd disc out and make it a city, and then the city earns you victory points at the end of the game. So it's kind of got that weird mechanism where you're trying to figure out what you want to do with your discs. I don't know. I think it's cool. I appreciate its simplicity, but it's just
Mike mentioned something. Is it a take that Euro so the war gamers nor the Euro players like it that much?
it is definitely a take it. Yes, there are like boom. Oh, you lose half your chips off your thing. Ha ha ha. Type game. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. No, right.
No
Okay.
thanks.
Yeah, I know a lot of war gamers don't like. It's kind of a crossbreed between wargaming and Euro gaming. It's kind of in the middle there. Yeah. So it's in a weird spot, and it needs more war game stuff to it. I think would be
Sure.
and who would I get to design it?
Well, Mark
I think I would
McLaughlin
get
did it.
who?
Mark McLaughlin is the designer on that one.
Well, I
Is
mean,
he
if I'm
really?
going to get a redesign, I think I'm going to get Herman to do it. Herman's going to do it.
Yeah. That's
He
the
would
guy
put a
who War
nice,
and Peace,
Herman would
yeah?
put a really good spin on it and make it playable and make it fun. That's kind of the one thing. It's just not fun, and it needs more. It needs Herman's fun added to it. No, it's still a great game. Don't get me wrong. I've been yelling about this game. I talk about this game more than anyone I think in existence.
You do hit on something that is true unfortunately of a lot of war games is there is missing a fun aspect to it.
Didn't Mark McLaughlin do the War and Peace game?
Correct, he did.
So how come that was such a big hit? 7 reprints and editions. Yeah,
just
interesting.
sometimes you hit like well,
sometimes it just doesn't work out. I guess I don't know.
This is mine. My one. Pax Romana, Richard Berg.
Back bloody cats if he's there.
There was a second edition. There needs to be a third edition. The second edition was 2015, I think, something like that. It's very reminiscent of Berg in that there's quite a bit of what we call chrome in it, but I love the subject matter. Obviously, the board looks cool. It's point to point. There's but the got a lot of interesting things to it, but and this is one of the reasons why I actually got rid of my copy of it, is that there is there's a Roman player, there's a Carthaginian player, there's a Greek player. So all of Greece is one player, which is Rome historically. And there's an East player, which is both the Seleucid Empire in Syria and Turkey and Egypt put together as one player, even though in real life, both of them hated one another. So it was trying to make it as a 4-player kind of strategic, moving around, battling each other, but it doesn't really fit historically. Plus, there is, I think 7 or 8 turns in the game, something like that. Each turn is 25 years, but it doesn't make sense on like you do a battle and it's supposed to represent 25 years worth of campaigns, but it doesn't make sense in the game. And plus, when you do battle, you can kind of have one army just die and the other army doesn't really have anything happen to it or much. So it just never really, it didn't feel historic. It didn't play historical. It didn't feel plausible. It just wasn't fun at all. And while I like the production of it and the idea of something like this, but yeah, I didn't like it. I would love to have Mark Herman come back and totally like, there's some good bones to the game. You just need to rip out a bunch of stuff and redo it to make it better.
Nice. Good choice. I like that one. All right, Ruff, last one.
Should we have a bit of fun for the last one?
Sure.
The infamous
Field Commander Rommel. Me and Tony have played this. We couldn't get out of, what was it?
France. Couldn't get out of France.
That scenario is so difficult. Joking apart, I mean, the other two scenarios are okay, and the game's fine. It's just that first one. If you play that as your first scenario, you're going to think, well, that's not fun. So maybe it needs a little bit of a tweak. The rules also need a little tweak again. So who would I get to do the rules? I think I get Herman to do the rules. He can put a bit of fun into it as well. And also the scenario design, maybe, I don't know, maybe Richard Borg, who did
there you go.
Colours, might be able to do something with the first one. So, but yeah, bit of fun to finish my last one. Phil Commander Rummel.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. There's our list of games that we think needed a second edition for whatever reason and who we would use as a designer. If you can think of something that we haven't talked about, put it in the comments section down below, and we'll share this next week, or in the coming weeks we'll share with everyone. If you think of a game you would love to see a reprint, and also which designer you would use for that reprint. So I want to thank everyone for joining us today. You guys did great. Ruff, what should they do? What they need to do?
Well, if they haven't already, subscribe to these two poor souls, and me if you haven't, of course, that'd be nice. But push that like button for a Jester, just so it gets up in the algorithm, it gets out there, and the War Room phenomenon is
continues
to the world. Yes,
Continues unabated.
Yeah, push that like button.
All right, next week's subject is going to be brought to you by Nate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Are we doing it on my channel or on Ruff's?
It's up to you.
It's up to both of you, whichever one.
It's up to you.
We'll do it on my channel.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. We'll do it on my channel. Since you hosted them last time, I'll host them.
That's fine. No, I've got no problem with it.
I don't have a subject yet. I'll have to think about something.
That's fair enough.
Look at the Tack Up Facebook page. If you're not on there, you should be a subscriber there. And we appreciate everyone's time.
If you are on Tack Up, if you want a certain subject, put it on there or email us, or put it on the Tack Up Facebook page, because we struggle sometimes, to think of things to talk about that might be of interest to you guys. So if you got a subject you think that might be of interest to everybody, put it there, please.
Yeah, absolutely. We're always struggling for subjects. There's a lot of things we haven't talked about or haven't thought about. And if you think of something, let us know, because we might go, hey, that's brilliant. Let's use that.
Oh, believe me, Nordic, I've been thinking about that one.
Nordic.
Yeah, ancient world again.
Not sure both of these two could. Maybe Rough.
I might better keep up a little bit with you.
Maybe it'll have to be the Nate solo show.
Yeah. No, I can. I'll be behind, but I can sort of play catch up.
We'll do We'll do 1 hour of Nate's notes on all of his Ancients books, and then the other half will be all of the Ancients games that accompany the books. How about that?
Ooh, I like this one. Sci-fi games.
Oh.
Warframe.
You don't play Sci-Fi, though, do you?
Warframe. Speaking of Warframe, it's time to go, boys and girls. It's time to log on. See you next week.
Anyway,
see everybody.
As always, thank you so much for joining. And as always, we love you all. There's nothing you can do about it. Hope you enjoyed the show. Click the like button for this old sausage there. And we'll see you next week back on Jester's channel.